Hello, little explorers. Tonight, I will take you on an exciting adventure among the stars. Get ready, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let your imagination run wild. Because now, you will hear the story of a brave crew lost in time. Star explorers, lost in time. The Nova 9, the most advanced exploration ship in the galaxy, was heading toward an unknown region. Captain Aris and his crew were brave explorers, dedicated to uncovering the secrets of the universe. But this time, their mission was far from ordinary. A week ago, a mysterious signal had been received from the farthest corner of space. This signal seemed like a distress call, but it was ancient, perhaps hundreds or even thousands of years old. Even more astonishing, the signal appeared to belong to one of Earth's lost spacecraft. "This is impossible," said Ellen, the youngest science officer of Nova 9. "How can such an old ship still be sending signals?" Captain Aris pondered. "There's only one way to find out. We go there." And so, Nova 9 sped toward Zeta 13, the desolate planet from which the signal had originated. As they entered the planet's atmosphere, the ship suddenly began to shake violently. Alarm bells blared, and the metal hull trembled. "Magnetic storm," shouted Pilot Jax. "Protect the launch systems," Aris commanded. But it was too late. Nova 9 was being pulled down by a powerful force. Jack struggled to maneuver, but the ship was engulfed in a thick purple mist and was dragged toward an unknown landing site. Everyone held their breath. When they looked out the windows, they were stunned. This planet looked abandoned, yet it was alive. Strange vibrations pulsed from underground. Massive, lightless planets orbited the sky, and right in front of them, an ancient spacecraft lay wrecked. The crew exited Nova 9 and cautiously approached the wreck. The ship's name, inscribed on the hull, sent chills down their spines. Titan 7. This was the ship that had vanished 500 years ago. Its crew was never heard from again. And yet here it was, almost perfectly intact. Captain Aris scanned the door with his device. "This door was opened recently. Someone else has been here before us." Just then, a sound echoed from inside. Footsteps. The crew readied their weapons and carefully stepped inside. The interior of Titan 7 was dark, but faint, flickering lights still lined the walls. As they advanced cautiously, a shadow suddenly passed before them. Ellen gasped and stepped back. Was that a person? The shadow halted and slowly turned to face them. What they saw made their blood run cold. The man's face was human, but his eyes glowed with a strange, star-like blue light. The man spoke in a hoarse voice. "I am Orion, the captain of Titan 7. Aris's eyes widened. "That's impossible. Titan 7 disappeared centuries ago, but you haven't aged at all." Orion smiled sadly. "Because we are trapped in time on this planet. Time here moves much slower. When Titan 7's crew landed, we fell into a time loop. Hundreds of years passed, but for us, only a few weeks went by." Ellen looked around in horror. "But where is the rest of your crew?" Orion's face darkened. "They are no longer alive." And at that moment, a deep, earth-shaking roar echoed from the depths of Titan 7. Orion's voice turned urgent. "Run! It has awakened!" The ground trembled. From the lower decks of Titan 7, a massive, metallic creature emerged. This was the guardian of the time loop. Whoever entered the planet was trapped forever. "That's why you've been stuck here," Aris whispered. "This thing won't let you leave." Orion nodded grimly. "But maybe you can escape. If we overload Titan 7's core reactor, we might be able to destroy it. The crew sprinted to the ship's control room. They quickly linked Nova 9's computer to Titan 7, initiating a reactor overload. A countdown began. 10, 9, 8. But the creature was closing in fast. "Run!" Aris shouted. At the last second, the crew burst out of Titan 7. Orion, however, remained behind. "Go! Don't worry about me. I belong here." Aris shook his head, but there was no time. The crew boarded Nova 9 and launched into the sky, and at that moment, Titan 7's reactor exploded. The time loop shattered, the creature vanished, and Nova 9 sped away from the planet. As silence fell, everyone let out a deep breath. Ellen gazed sorrowfully at the planet where Orion had been left behind. "Do you think he's still alive?" Aris smiled faintly. "I don't know, but I do know one thing. He was a true hero." As Nova 9 disappeared among the stars, the crew was left with a single thought. The universe was far bigger and more mysterious than they had ever imagined. And so, dear friends, the thrilling adventure of our heroes came to an end. But who knows? Maybe one day, in another time, in another story, their paths will cross again. Now close your eyes and drift off into a sweet dream among the stars. Good night, twinkle, twinkle, little star.